Okay.
All right.
Mic
So,
check,
guys,
mic check.
what's up, Mike?
Hold on.
So,
Let me turn up my speakers.
I was gonna say.
What's that noise? Can you guys hear?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Dustin?
maybe.
Good to see you, man.
Hey, how's it going?
Good to see you, brother.
It's great to see you.
What's up, Marcus? What's up, Michael?
Yeah.
Nate? James B. What's up? What's up, Johnny? What's up, everybody?
What's up, guys?
Hey, so we have a special guest today, man. We have Dustin Matthews, okay? We looked up Dustin. I looked up Dustin. He's a 2 Comma Club earner, highly decorated marketer. And we have him on. Really, he's just going to share a story. And then anytime we could put you guys in front of people that, have done it, that are doing it, that could, shed some light on what's possible when you do the right stuff. We want to do that. So Gage is going to introduce Dustin. Gage, you got my man's bio?
Yes, Dustin, guys. So Dustin is currently. Can everyone hear me?
What's that music come from? Okay, that was me.
Coming from Zane.
I'm pointing the finger.
So guys, Dustin is currently the chief wealth evangelist, okay, at WealthFit. It's a disruptive internet company that's pretty much revolutionizing the financial education and, leading ordinary people to lives of true wealth. Okay. He's the author of a ton of best-selling books, host of the highly anticipated Get Wealth Fit show, and has shared the stage with athletes, business celebrities, and really just overall titans of business, period. Okay. Prior to Wealth Fit, he was actually the CEO of a unique company that trained thought leaders, speakers, and the world's leading communicators. Okay. Through Dustin's research, he actually codified a process for creating and selling products and services. It's a irresistible offer architecture. Okay. So everyone write that one down and look that up afterwards. This received recognition by the United States Patent and Trademark Office. This is 100% real deal, guys. This guy's, really going to drop some good stuff on you all. Dustin's ventures, his private clients, they've been featured by Forbes, Wall Street Journal, USA Today, Inc. magazine. So this is going to be a really special thing. Dustin, did we give you a huge thank you, man? A huge thank you.
Yeah. Well, thanks for that classy introduction. Man, I'm excited to be here. I see a lot of young guns, young killers, and I like it. And, I want to make this, I'll tell some stories for sure. I'd love to do some Q&A if you guys want it. I always generally thrive better under a Q&A scenario. That's just, that's how I roll. But a couple things off the bat. When I was first getting started, I think back to your guys' age, I launched a little product called Business Credit Infusion. I was working for somebody else. I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You guys read that book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad? You know about that book?
Dude, that's real quick. Not to cut you off, but we had Tim Lyons, 2 Comma Club guy, gym guy. He was on this last week, and that shaped the whole freaking path of what he did. He's like, dude, I got this book when I was a kid, a teenager, and I was like, dude, this is my business Bible. Same exact thing.
Absolutely. So I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs, and it's the same thing. This book gets us started, So it's a good writer downer. And for me, there was a real estate slant to the book, but it was really more about entrepreneurship and financial education. And so I read this book. I got excited about it, and it set me on my way. And then I said, you know what? I got to figure this stuff out. So I went and basically did my Rich Dad, Poor Dad thing and volunteered to work for free for a company that was in the real estate, get rich in real estate space, as I call it. And so along the way, I said, man, I got to go out and do my own thing, just like you guys are doing. I got to get out there. I got to make it happen. And so that's what I did. And I launched my first product called Business Credit Infusion, because I was able to get 90 grand in small business credit cards to launch my business. I said, wow, this is amazing. So I'm like, I got to turn this into a product to market and sell. And so that became my first foray into the business, was figuring out how do I package up information and sell it. I even wasn't the guru. I wasn't the expert. It was somebody else. And because I knew what you guys know, which is marketing, if you can know how to build funnels and how to write great copy and how to put together compelling webinars and whatever else is coming, Snapchat marketing, all that stuff that's coming out now, man, you guys could write your own ticket. And that's what I realized early on is, you're in this mastermind, you're in this group right now. but you might not be here 5 years from now. However, the knowledge, marketing, you can always take with you. Influence, you always take that. Whether, you go start your own venture, another venture, you partner with somebody. Heck, even if some of you end up going to work because you like the mission of something, for someone else, you're still going to be able to use all this. So marketing is critical, mission critical. And it's the thing that's just got me fired up. It's like, we have this ability to put words on paper, in an email, on video, in a Zoom meeting, to get people to take action. And it's a powerful thing. And so all I can say is just be a student of marketing. Even if it seems a little old school, the old school is what works, like newspaper, getting someone to like respond from newspaper. That was hard back in the day. Today, we got it on our phone. It's so easy for someone to click buy now, right? You got Apple Pay. So all I'm saying is just be a student of the game. Just keep learning, keep absorbing marketing, because it's gonna transform your world. So after I launched this business credit product, I started a company called Speaking Empire. And for 9 years, we were teaching guys how to write webinars. We were teaching folks how to speak and sell from the stage, all different things, attorneys, info marketers, guys that you would know. Obviously, Russell Brunson, we helped him write a presentation. And I'm sure you guys all saw
wow.
I don't know what the proper word is, but the massive windfall, I'll say, that he did at Cardone's event.
The $3 million.
The $3 million. I was thinking of no, I'm not taking credit for that, but we worked with Russell on an earlier presentation. He's a student of the game. So mad love and props to Russell. But he was working with us to write some of the underachiever stuff, if you guys go back that far, when he bought that from Kern. So we put together a webinar. And I actually joint ventured with Russell, which, oh, by the way, is a strategy. For some of you saying, how can I bring more business in? One of the propositions I made to Russell Brunson was I said, hey, listen, you have this amazing ability to generate leads. We know how to do live events. Why don't we co-op? And so that's what we did. And so we did 2 seminars with Russell, the Millionaire Incubator, and I forget what the other, 7-figure shortcut, I think it was. I don't know if that stuff's still floating around out there, but we partnered with him because we didn't know how to generate leads like you guys do at the time. We knew how to convert, though, on a webinar, on a stage, over the phone, that sort of thing. So we partnered with them. So that was a strategy that helped us big time. And so fast forward a little bit here, 9 years of doing that, working with folks like Russell and Kevin Harrington from Shark Tank, many of the gurus that you know that are out on the circuit, people that you've never heard of that are quietly making a killing in these random niches by speaking and doing webinars out there we worked with. And I woke up one day, and I want you guys to really hear this and pay attention. I woke up one day, my grandmother died. I don't mean to depress you, but sometimes in life, like, you have these things that called you. And I know when you're young and you're hustling and you're getting after it, you guys are plowing through walls. And if you don't take the time to listen to the signals, those walls are going to get tougher and tougher. I'm not saying you can't break through them. That's what this is all about as entrepreneurs. However, sometimes like the universe or whatever you want to call it gives you signals. So earlier in that year, I got people at masterminds. I was at a Matt Basak mastermind, and they're like, listen, I fully support you if you want to leave. And I was like, what? Like, I'm a co-founder. Like, why would I leave my own business? And so I just was like, that's weird. So I just filed it away. Then grandmother passes, and it really got me to slow down and analyze. And I asked myself this question. I want you guys to think about this now and even later in life. Just come back to this. Do I want to be here in a year? Do I want to be on this path? And so when I woke up that day and I started questioning things, I said, I don't. And it's weird to walk away from a business that you've run. And, I didn't get the Silicon Valley, 10X exit for me. I had basically my partners buy me out, but it wasn't like, we see on TV or read in TechCrunch or, celebrate it. It wasn't like that for me. And so I decided to take some time off. I got 2 young boys, and I just spent some time with them. And what happened was, I'm a creator like you guys. I woke up and I'm like, I got to go create. I got to do my next thing. And so that's when I got behind WealthFit, which is what we're doing now, which is, and I want to bring this message to you guys too. Some of you are in it for the money, and you're making money that you've never experienced before. Good. Keep doing it. I also want you to be thinking equity. It's something that I didn't do. I mean, I had equity in my own business, but I wasn't really building a business to sell. it was we were selling high-end 5-figure. We even sold 6-figure programs at Speaking Empire, and money was good and life was good and I was happy. And then I woke up that day and basically there was no equity. No one wanted to buy the business because, believe me, that's what I wanted to do, was sell and get a big exit. But we hadn't built it that way. So all I'm saying to you is keep doing what you're doing, but think equity. Think of building your business, the thing that you're offering to sell. Because one day, I'm not saying you're going to run out of that energy. I still have that same fire, but you're going to get kids. You're going to meet some girl or guy, and you're just going to you're going to have other priorities. And it's like, time is finite. You guys know it. And you might not fully understand it and get it yet because you don't have these things vying for your attention. But at someday it's going to be crazy. So I want you to think about it. Not that you have to build something to sell, but I just don't want you to go the path that I did, wake up and not get what you thought about for the last 9 years of your life. And if I can be that wake up call for you, I want to be that, because we can talk tactics and strategies and all that's cool, but I'd rather impact you in a more empowered way. So I said all that to say I'm now here at WealthFit building something. It's like the Linda Masterclass, the Udemy. It is a platform that we believe has great potential that we're going to build up and be in a position to sell in 3 to 5 years to a big company. And so I learned from my previous walk, and don't get me wrong, I'm grateful. I'm glad I've learned everything, the connections I've made. It's helping me big time here at WealthFit. And that's my story.
Thank you, brother. Could you tell us a little bit more about WealthFit? Like who's your client? What do you? Yeah. Let me break down the model, because I know you guys are all about models. So this is a subscription play. Basically, you buy into this like Netflix. Think of this like the Netflix of wealth creation courses. So I know there's info marketers selling how to build your funnel, and there's financial people saying how to buy stocks. Well, we think it's fragmented. And so we're putting all of that into one platform where we basically recruit the world's best trainers to create courses for us, and we sell a subscription. Now you might be saying, well, Dustin, this isn't anything new. Well, to let you guys in on some inside baseball here, we think like the Lindas, the master classes, the Udemys, no one's creating a platform where you can go to for wealth education. Like maybe you want to go build a funnel, great, but then like you make some money and you want to put that money to work for you and you want to put it into stocks or real estate or oil and gas. Well, now you got to go buy that guy or that gal, that guru's membership program. Then you got to go to this seminar over here. We're putting it all together in one platform, which makes it acquirable by somebody that wants all of this content in one place that they can simply add to the library. That's what WealthFit is about. So pure up subscription play here, course subscription. Okay, and Dustin, for you, man, who are you grabbing data from today? Like who are you reaching up to, and who's coaching you, and what's your development like?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a very unique situation where we're an incubator. There's about 30 of us now on the team here. And we have attached ourselves to a very larger company. And so my mentor actually comes from them. So at Speaking Empire, I had a team of about 13, and I was the chief guy there. Where I'm at now, there's about 300 people in this building. That's the size and nature of this company. So my mentors come from being here as a startup, but also seeing what these guys are doing to grow this company where there's about 300. So those are my mentors. In an indirect sense, we do a podcast here called the Get Wealth Fit Show, and I interview a ton of people. Guys, like this is an interesting thing, more so than like, hey, everyone's got a podcast. But if you want to get access to people, having a podcast really can open the door. I'm not saying you're going to get like Damon John from Shark Tank or whatever, but people love the spotlight. So if you're looking to connect and build up your circle of influence, consider obviously a podcast. Not that you're going to be like serving up ads and banking off of that, but it's just a door opener. It gives you a piece of leverage that builds excitement for your brand. So I learned from them a great deal from the people that we've interviewed.
Okay. And then the 2 Comma Club award.
Yep.
Product were you pushing out? Which business was that? When did that happen?
Yeah, absolutely. That was, oh man, is it on the website? That was like, I think it was about 2 to 3 years ago that happened. So, again, like I said, Russell and I go way back. So when he launched that thing, he reached out to me and he's like, do you have $1 Million Funnel? And I said, yeah, I do, but it's online and offline. And so to kind of give you guys behind the scenes, I'm sure you've heard this before, but the money oftentimes is in the back end. A lot of the time it's in the back end. So what we would do is we do a lot of seminars and events, and we'd get people to register online through ClickFunnels. And, even before we had ClickFunnels, we would build web pages and whatnot, WordPress stuff. And so we switched over to ClickFunnels to make things easier to execute. And we would generate leads online from event registrations, from webinars. I had free plus shipping offers. I had book offers out there. And we would get those folks to buy something or register for an event. And we would take them offline where we would do a 3-day boot camp, and we would upsell them into done for you stuff. Or I shouldn't say done for you, but done with you. So our big thing was experiences, small, intimate workshops of like 10 to 20 people paying $5,000 to $10,000 a piece, where they actually came to our office to get something done, because you guys know there's no shortage of information out there. People want stuff like done. We didn't want to get into the done for you business, so we got into the done with you business.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Do you guys have any questions for Dustin?
Yeah, fire away. If you got, I know you guys are a little gun shy.
Don't be shy, baby.
I know he looks intimidating, but he's a nice guy.
I got a question.
There you go, baby.
Yeah.
What's up, man? I'm Alex. I own a gym in San Diego. I just have a question. It's kind of a weird question. So I went to a coaching event over the weekend. I started out as a personal trainer. I learned, I guess you could say I was a fitness marketer. I marketed myself, Facebook, Instagram ads. I was able to build that up, and then now I have a gym. But one of the things that I've noticed that I have run into a problem with is, like, you set up most of your money's on the back end, right? So with client retention and finance and stuff like that, where did you go and who kind of mentored you on, once you're making the money on the back end, setting up the systems so that basically you're running a business and you're not just like, let's just say, throwing shit at the wall and hope that it sticks?
Well, a couple things. I've battled a lot with my own ego, and I know it's become cool to talk about, or at least more, it's more out there now, this conversation. So for me, I very much got caught up into being the guru. I very much got caught up into it had to be me. I got a thrill out of coming up with marketing and fixing problems and solutions. And there's no problem with that. Like, we should do the things that we love. However, if you're not thinking of how to remove yourself from the equation, not that you have to, but that you have the ability to, then you're just going to be in a high-paying job. And so number one, I would tell you, ego and attacking that. I don't know if you have that issue. One book that helped me is Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday. It's a very good thing. And I'm very into stoicism, which is really like a playbook for life. Like, it's like, what did these guys do 2,000 years ago, 1,000 years ago? What did they do to, lead a successful life? Oh, maybe not that long, maybe 500 years ago, or whatever it was. So that's number one is the mindset. Then number two, I actually started working with a lot of guys that came out of Utah, and these guys had been around for 10, 15 years, and they had been there. They had done the explosive growth that some of you are experiencing, and they really got me to think about systems and management. So if you're looking for someone in particular, Tom Collins, who's a good friend of Russell's as well, Russell Brunson's, he's been a mentor to me in terms of creating the systems and challenging me to think there. And then the third leg of this stool is get outside the marketing world. Go to other things, go to incubators, go to other high level stuff. There's other people out there that are running businesses that are successful outside of guru, information, marketing, that world, that are incredibly stronger in terms of management and thinking about how to get outside of the business.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about, because we are all young hustler entrepreneurs in the age of digital marketing. And sometimes you forget that digital marketing is not the answer for everything. What happens to your business if the internet and Facebook ads go away? What do you have set up system-wise on the back end that's going to make you succeed, and you're going to be able to fall through with like old school business methods? You know, like you meet these guys, they're like not that much older, but you know, the older guys that are like 55, 60 that are multi-millionaires that never even use the internet for anything. What were they doing? You know what I mean? And you realize, I'm starting to realize now, it's the back end of their business. It's the systems, it's the retention, it's the management, it's the delegating tasks to everybody. And I was just wondering, because I'm at that point now where I'm like, holy shit, like I've made money in my life. I've not made money in my life, but it's kind of like up and down. What am I doing wrong? Where? And then I'm starting to realize it's the back end of the business, you know? It's not the guru thing. It's not the ego. It's like, you got to let it go, like you said, and really focus on, let's just say, functionality. You know what I mean? Like if I took away the internet today, what happens to your business, you know?
Come on, man.
I'm with you. I don't think the internet's going away. I mean, it could, and I like your thinking. Like that's like kind of what Stoicism teaches you about, to think about the worst case scenario. You should think of threats. But I would tell you this. I think for me, and I feel like it's a universal, but I'm just going to put a little asterisk next to it. I would say get a coach, maybe someone a little older that you respect, maybe someone you know in business or locally, and get some accountability, because they're going to keep kicking your butt. Because you're going to, like, as an entrepreneur, like, we love shiny objects. We love to go chase the new thing and figure it out. And even though like you're motivated in this moment to like, I'm going to do it a different way, like the next thing's going to come out, something's going to get you excited. But when you got to like report back every 2 weeks or every week to one guy or gal or a group, if that's how you roll, you just need that constant thing in your face, because you're going to figure out the tech. Like it's just in your blood, in your DNA, because you guys are young, you're in it. The thing and you're going to hit a point where like you've learned so much, and yes, there's always something to learn, but like really to get to that next level of your biz, you got to step into management. You got to step into systems, and it's going to be so attractive to go learn about freaking VR and whatever's coming down the pike. But I'll tell you this, I'm in this building with about 300 people that have a very like archaic business model. And they're, no, I won't say archaic business model. It's a very great business model. The marketing is not what you guys are doing. It's very like, you look at their marketing, you're like, how are these guys winning? And it's because they got the systems and they're just doing it over and over. And they're marginally improving on some of the cool marketing.
Yeah, it's
not
like
doing
1% a day, right? Say you just fix 1% a day on the back end. That's 360% a year. There's going to be something there. It's not even marketing. So basically why I brought this up is because I did what you told me to do. I went and found someone. I did like a deep dive with my business, and it was totally ripped apart. And I was like, holy shit. Like I'm good at like flying by the seat of my pants and marketing and getting money, but I'm fucking up on the back end. So I got to fix it. So that's why I was just asking you. That's what's running through my brain today. You know, like what did you do to learn that archaic stoicism? It's not really, it's really like how to function, the structure of it, and what you're good at, you know?
How old are you guys? How old are you?
I'm 33.
We have I think 19-year-olds, and I think I'm the oldest guy here.
Yeah, Mike's
I love it.
Marcus might have me be. I'm 34. How old are you, Dustin?
I'm 36. Am I 36? Yeah, I'm 37 this year. 36. Okay, so
these are all, so this group right here, Dustin, this is like all these guys, not all these guys, but most of these guys. They bought like a Facebook course from, another guru.
Yep.
Shit, there's like more to this.
Yep.
And I come from Grant's office. So I'm like the sales guy. So I'm, talking about sales, the process. Few people signed up, have a lot of live closes. So these guys are like, I'm telling you that because these guys are like the freaking hungry, back truck, just let's 10X, let's blow it up, let's make some phone calls. It's kind of a different internet marketing group. These guys are like hungry, so
good.
Up and coming marketers. We have guys that are brand new, have one client, and then we have guys that are like cracking like 25K, monthly.
Got it.
And we all, everybody wants to get to that next, of course. Like what's the difference of people that make 6 figures? And of course there's a million things, but what are like the 1 or 2 things? Like the dude that's making 6 figures, 100K, let's say.
Yep.
And the dude that's cracking $1 million. Like I know you see these guys, and obviously they think different, but what commonality do both of these guys have?
You got a big thing. To go from 6 to 7, is that what I heard you say, Mike?
Yep.
Go from 6 to 7. So at that point, like, and this is something you're going to keep struggling with at each level, because I'm struggling with it too to get to that next level. So you have to continually let go of stuff. So like what got you to 6 figures or going to get you to 6 figures there, even multiple 6 figures, is you're a rock star. Just flat out, you learn some stuff. You're a hustler. You've got the right mindset. And this is good. But even if you look at Grant's business, you look at Russell's business, like to get to that next level, if you desire, and I think a lot of you do, you get to go to that next level, just keep leveling up. You've got to let go of more, meaning that the next thing for a 6-figure guy to do, let's just say 100K, breaking that barrier, 150 or even 200K, you got to hire an assistant. So if you haven't hired somebody, now if you're at like 50K, like you can go hire somebody and get help on your team, but be careful there. But like once you hit the 6 figures and you really want to scale and you're not necessarily you don't have a high expense, you keep things low, then you want to build a team. And so now that's going to require you to let go, stop being the rock star in some respects and let people do it. Now, that was the hardest thing for me to do. And I had people tell me, listen, you gotta let it go. And what helped me was this: even if they get it 80% right, 70% right, it's not you doing it. So you answering your own email, or you booking calendars or booking hotel rooms or whatever it is, following up with certain people, paperwork stuff, outsource that. And so really to get to that next level, you got to let go. And then to get to the next level, you got to let go, and you got to figure out how do you motivate teams. That's really the true, when you're in the multiple 7 figures, you've got to learn how to develop people and get them excited.
Dustin, speaking of team, what do you look for in team? Like, what traits do these people have to be on your team?
I look for entrepreneurial-minded people, which is a little tricky, quite honestly.
It is.
And the reason why is if they're entrepreneurs, they're going to leave. And so that's where culture comes in. That's why Google does all that crazy stuff. That stuff matters. It's important. It's probably a little premature for us to talk about that stuff, like culture and stuff. But what I look for is someone who's hungry, like a young killer that wants an opportunity. I look for somebody, here's a tip. I look for somebody, and you got to be careful on no matter where you are in the country, you got to like kind of get at like their backstory. Was dad an entrepreneur? Did mom do stuff on the side? I like to look for that upbringing because they see their parents working hard. And if you need a team member to stick it and do an all-nighter, which we just did for the launch 2 weeks ago, like they're going to get it versus like if you have to tell an hourly person, I need you to crank all night, they're going to be like, I can't, like they're just not going to get it. So that is a huge tip, just to get at the story and figure out what was their child like. Did mom and dad do anything? Did they go to the fair? That sort of stuff. I like a marketing and sales background too. Okay.
And then, like doing an all-nighter, entrepreneurial minded, what like, and we've done that, we slept in the office and all that good stuff, like what are some of the things that you do to like influence that culture?
Well, a couple things, I take care of them. So here where I'm at WealthFit, we're going to, and I know we got some San Diego crew here. We're going to, and I haven't been yet. What is it called? Punch Bowl Social. So we're going to call it a Dave and Buster's. I'm taking the team out. We're having fun. We'll go out. We'll go to we'll go and drink at the bar. Not sloppy drinking, but like, just go out and hang out. I give people, here's the real trick. Doing all that stuff is good, but the real trick is giving people responsibility. If you get the right person on your team, just like you like to solve puzzles and figure out why this didn't convert or how to get that next customer, what do I say in this script to convert somebody? You want to be thinking, you want to give people that opportunity to figure things out. Like, don't hover, give them the opportunity. Now, it's got to be the right person, but people love responsibility. People love the opportunity to figure things out just like you do. Give them that shot.
I heard something from Grant, and he was like, you find a rock star, you help that guy, give him more problems, which is give him like more responsibility, give him more problems. He's like, dude, that guy without the problems, that girl without those problems, they're gonna go crazy because there's something they can't bang on something. So
absolutely. There's 100%. Yep. Go ahead.
What do you guys? You guys have any questions for Dustin?
Yeah, I have a question more on, I guess, some of your wealth expertise. As a young professional trying to grow a business, when I start making more money, what are like a couple core tips or a couple core books, aside from obviously enrolling in WealthFit? How can I guess, start putting money into the right places, being more responsible, getting the right education?
Yeah, absolutely. A couple, I mean, Rich Dad, Poor Dad was, a great book for mindset stuff and understanding, where you want to be. You want to be a business owner. You don't want to just be the guru rock star. You can be that, but you want to have that business be able to run without you. So you don't have to put out all the fires, and you can speak on stage or do whatever it is you like to do, be at the beach, whatever. So that's number one. Number two, and this is going to sound probably a little weird, but I'd look into life insurance. It's something I wish I had started when I was younger. And I'm not saying like when you die, your family gets money. Yes, that's a benefit. But there are ways to get life insurance where you can take that money out of the policy and use it to grow your business. You can use it to invest in other things. And so it's not the big home runs or grand slams that's going to make you wealthy. And that was my big thing. Put everything into Speaking Empire. I think I'm going to get a 10X thing. That didn't happen. That's very rare to happen for people. And so what you want to do is continually put it away. Life insurance is a great policy. So I'm looking, because I've got my computer stacked on some books here. It is called, the one that I got here, it's called The Retirement Miracle. That's not the one, but it's the other one by Patrick Kelly, which explains it. And you don't have to look, you're not going to look at tables and charts. It's going to be more like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, story driven to show you what's even possible. So I'd say that. And then I'd also just be putting money away into vehicle and just putting it away. So take a percentage of your revenue or your sales, your income, and just put that away into savings. Don't even think about it.
Dustin, the life insurance stuff, is that like the Primerica World Financial Group?
I don't know. I know them as like network marketing. Organization. I don't know what they sell though. I thought it was mortgages they were selling, at least back in the day. But I'm talking about like index universal or whole term life insurance. It's basically that you can actually take money, you pay money in, and then just like you pay when you use a credit card, sometimes you pay interest.
Right.
You can actually take money from the policy that you invest in. So it's crazy. And so if you just invest some time taking a look at that, it's a very powerful.
That's a lot of low index fund type stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you guys want someone, I got a good person that can help you with that.
Come on now. Hey, that's my brother, by the way, Dustin. He moved down to San Diego to be closer to me. That's my.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Alex has been a client for what, Alex, 5 years?
Yeah, something like that.
That's 5 years of his life.
No, it's more than 5 years, dude.
I'll invite you guys. So I'm in San Diego now. I moved to San Diego. I'm in PB, North PB.
I didn't know that, man.
And so, yeah, if you guys get together, I'd love to take you on a tour, show you this. I would be in the studio today, but we're filming, and then we've got a sound booth where we do the show. Take you on a tour, show you what we're up to. I'd be happy to do that if you guys want to do a little trip.
Yeah, I'll give you a holler after this. Hey, Dustin, I want to ask about like driving traffic. Where do you have your attention? Facebook? Is it Instagram? Is it YouTube? Is it Google AdWords? Like, what are you doing? All of them?
We are very lightly doing none of them. Now, here's what I mean. So we have, and we're about to ramp up and start. So again, we're building something more like the Silicon Valley model. So we are investing a ton into content, organic content. So if you check out WealthFit, you'll see there are like over 100 articles that we've put out there. Now, we didn't write them all. We pay people like $50, $100 to write articles. So that's one. Number two is we're building a podcast. We're building an organic audience. So again, we're putting a lot of love out there. And again, we're fortunate enough to be in a position. I know that some of you aren't in that position, but we're investing a lot, not making a ton of money off of those activities to bring in this new audience. So how are we monetizing? We have a great relationship with a lead provider that basically any of you guys can do this. You just got to be crafty with the pitch, but you know how to do that because Grant,
come on, man.
You got Grant coaching you. So basically we approached a company and said, listen, give us your dead leads. You've worked them, you've emailed them. Let's put a deal together. Let us get a shot at the dead leads, email leads. So they did all the Facebook, they did the Instagram, they did all that stuff. And we got an email name. And so, and Facebook audiences and all that. And so we said, listen, give us a shot. Like after 30 days or after 60, whatever, we want to monetize them. Here's the cut we'll give you. This is what we're going to do. Be transparent. Like, we're not, there's no hoodwinking here. It's just all, let us take these dead leads. And so basically what we do is, because we understand how to do email marketing and put people through a sequence, a path online, we're able to warm these leads back up and then convert them over into WealthFit. So I think any of you can do that. Even, even folks outside of the internet business can do this. You just have to be on the look, like title companies, if you're in real estate, mortgage companies. So you just got to get your foot in the door and make that pitch. So we're doing a ton of content marketing, and we're doing email marketing through this backdoor channel. Now come 2 to 3 months, you're going to see Facebook ads everywhere. You're going to see, we're on Instagram right now, although we're not paying for advertising there. It's more organic at this point.
Got it. Okay, guys, we don't want to hold Dustin all day. Do you guys have any questions for Dustin? Questions, comments?
Yeah, Dustin, I got a question, man. And so, we got a lot of young guys here.
Come on,
yeah.
Business aside, let's just go to more of your personal life. Anything out of the blue, but
are you single?
If you could go back to your 21-year-old self, right? Like, what advice would you give him?
That's a good question. I would have gotten into this, like I got this bug, this stoicism bug, and it's, man, I wish I had liked it. It's tough because what got me here, I appreciate. I don't know if I would have listened, but the whole like letting the ego go and not chasing after certain things would have been, I would have told myself. Number 2, I would have said, put more money away or look at investment opportunities, right away. Because when I was 20, I wasn't married. I didn't have kids. I could sleep on a couch because I was more interested in the game and soaking everything up. And so I wish I had done things a little smarter with my own personal money management at that age. And then I would have told myself, you better freaking build something to sell. Oh man, because why not? I wish I had done the same journey and just made a couple pivots and tweaks along the way and be in a position to sell the thing that I spent 9 years building for a multiple, and I didn't, and that sucks. But you know what? Driving me now. So that's what I would have told myself. Good question, Larry.
Awesome.
I have a question as well, Dustin.
Go ahead.
When it comes to like the process of like you said, kind of letting the ego go and realizing certain things and making it like okay to do certain things a little differently. What are like some things that you would go about doing to be able to release that? Because I'm sure that's gotta be a hard thing to do, right? Yeah,
for sure. I mean, you have to do a lot of reading. Not a lot of reading, but like if you read that book, Obstacles the Way, it really presents things. So, here's what I want to share with you. Like at the end of the day, we're all hustling, we're all grinding. And, 100 years from now, like we're going to have kids and whatever, 150 years, they're not going to remember us. Like, even like if you take a look, walk outside your building or wherever you're at, you look at some of these names on buildings and stuff, like you just see a name on a building. Who the heck was that guy? Right. And so it's like, we think we're so important and we want to be in the spotlight, and it's good. I'm not saying ego is bad. I'm not saying like, gosh, Dustin's really raining on being a guru or making a name for himself. I'm not saying that. It's just, 150 years from now, when you think about it, they're not going to remember, for some of us that we're going to be a footnote. If you pushed a book out, that book's going to get lost in a shelf, heck, we're not even going to read books. We're going to have Kindles and all that, it's all going to be electronic anyway. So all I'm saying is like, we're all going to die. They're going to forget about us. And we only have this one life. And even if you believe in karma, like, I don't think you remember what you did before, or come, if you come back, I don't think you are linked. So anyway, just keep those things in mind. Is like in life, we're supposed to go get the experiences and make sure that you're building something that you love and that you can sell. And I would tell you to go have more fun and experience. Something I didn't do. I was so work. I passed on a lot of things, and it does require that. What you guys are doing does require that. But just when you get those opportunities to go hang with some friends or to go on a trip, like you should do it. You just never know what's gonna come up from that. So I think you got to read and be exposed to the ideas to really come to your own conclusions about how you're going to live your life.
How many hours are you putting in right now, like in a day and in a week?
That's a good one. So I think you're getting at which is interesting. So let me tell you, any of you guys got kids?
I think am I the only? Oh, Marcus, the two old guys.
Okay, I got one on the way.
Y'all got to get a girl first.
I love it.
I'm like Dustin used to be, man. Work, baby.
I love it.
Single.
So let me share the biggest thing that has helped me big time. And for those of you that don't have kids, it's coming eventually, I suspect. So I get up at like 3:30. I got up at 3:30 this morning. So the reason why is I have kids and they get up at 6. So I only get this quiet time to myself. So whether or not that you have kids, man, there's this golden time where there's no like people calling you. Generally, people aren't emailing that early in the morning. And so I crank so hard in the morning. Now, I know some of you might be night owls, so maybe night's your thing. That's cool too. I'm not saying, but just to have that alone time, that coveted time where you're not distracted, things are quiet, man, it's a special hour. And you feel like you're just crushing the day. Like I get, when the kids wake up at like 6, I feel so accomplished already. Like my mindset, I haven't done anything like other than just crank on some things, but I feel like I'm winning big time. So how many hours am I putting in? So I wake up at 3. Usually I'll meditate in the morning because my mind races so bad. So I have to quiet it. So I practice meditation, just sit in silence for 20 minutes and just try to let the thoughts disappear. Easier said than done. And then I'm into bulletproof coffee. I don't know if you guys have seen that from Dave Asprey. Butter in the coffee. I'm into that. And then, man, I'm doing high value activities. Like I just wrote an outline for a course that I'm creating here, and I need that quiet time. And then the kids get up, and then I'm here at work at 9, getting the team up and going. And then I'm usually out of here by 5 rolling. So whatever a 9 to 5 is, plus like 2 to 3 hours in the morning.
What do you do after 5?
I go home and I'm like dead tired. I eat dinner with my kids and family. So I'm pretty spent at that point. So I usually will sneak in a meditation because I'm hurting when I go home and I want to be good. I want to be there for my kids. So I'll sneak in like a 20-minute meditation. Sometimes when I remember and I'm not hustling so bad, I'll do that before I go home so that I'm like recharged.
So Dustin, you're up like consistently at 3 a.m.?
I am, yeah. And I always feel behind because I'm on, I recently moved to San Diego.
Remember Eric Thomas?
Yep. Hip hop preacher.
Yeah. What time do you go out? What time do you call it a day? What time do you go to bed?
Oh, so you guys are going to laugh at me. So like 7, 7:30, 8. I mean, usually it's 7:30.
Okay.
So I'm still getting 8 hours in. Before I wasn't getting 8 hours in, and like, man, I think I was stressing my body. My throat would just like pulsate. And so that's me listening to my body, listening to the signs, which I shared a little bit earlier. Sometimes there's signs. And so I'm more present to that. You
said, you're an early person. If you're a night person, that's fine too. I'm a night person, but I have I see a commonality with like these high performers. They're up like going like by 5, like they're up, eating it in. And by the time everyone else is getting up, they've already did 3-4 hours of just like high level stuff. Is that what you see? Like the guys that are really doing it, they're up early and just making it happen?
Yeah, it's what I see. And it's not necessarily like I used to think about like, oh, I need to beat them, or like like some of these high performers are beating me because they're up that early. That's how I used to think about it. But it's not that. It's about, I feel freaking invincible after it hurts. Don't get me wrong. Like some days it hurts getting up that early. That's why I got to get that coffee in me. But it's like, I think Jocko Willink, if you ever checked out his stuff, he's like, there's this video that says 18 seconds. It's like, all you got to do is get out of bed for 18. It's going to hurt and it's going to suck for 18 seconds. And I don't know if it's 18 seconds or a minute or whatever, but the principle is like, listen, just get up, get your body moving. Yeah, it's going to hurt. Get some coffee or whatever your thing is, Coke, Sprite, whatever your thing is, get going. And then once you like knock some stuff out, man, you feel invincible. At least I do.
And I don't know the answer, but I want to know. You look fit though. attention do you have like on nutrition, exercise?
I'd like to say, I got 2 and I got 1 more on the way. I have not been hitting the gym as much as I'd like to. So I look to cheat. It's not cheating. I look to optimize with diet. So, because I can't exercise as much, or I'm just not, it's not, I can't, I'm making a decision not to. It's true. I mean, I'm owning it, right? Own your decisions. So diet important, exercise is important, but I'm just choosing not to right now. I'm supporting the fam and making that decision and work. So.
Okay. Guys, we got room for a couple more questions. Anything else you want to ask our friend, Dustin? Okay, Dustin, where do we find you on social? How do we support you?
Yep.
And how do we subscribe?
Appreciate it. Yeah, a couple things. Well, check out, like if you liked what I said and you like meeting cool entrepreneurs, maybe the wealth conversation you like, and it's not all wealth. There's a lot of entrepreneurs like crushing it in other businesses outside the marketing world. Check out getwealthfit.com to redirect to the podcast, the show that we do here. So you can check it out there. Wealthfit.com, check that out. That's our website. And look at it from a marketing perspective. We're getting away from the hardcore direct response that I grew up on, and we're going more brandish play. It's a marriage of the two, actually. There's direct response in everything we do. But number 1, check it out for yourself. But 2, take a look at how we're marketing, how we're slow playing the conversation. Like we're not trying to make the sale right away. We're building value, building community, tribe, and then offering a subscription play. So take a look at how we're doing it while you're there. And then to find me on social, pretty much it's Dustin Matthews everywhere. So Facebook, Dustin Matthews, and it's 1 T. Actually, you know what? Probably the easier thing is just go to dustinmatthews.com. At the bottom, I got all those social icons, I think, there. Dustin Matthews, 1 T. Yep. I know on Insta, I had to stick a "the" in front of it. Someone beat me to it.
That's an ego, man. That's an ego. Gotta let it go.
I know. I did. I'm letting it go. I got a "the" in there. I'm the one and only.
Dude.
So yeah, I mean, that's how you guys can help me out. Just spread the word about WealthFit, and don't even spread the word about WealthFit. Just check it out, and if we can benefit you, that would be awesome.
Okay, appreciate you, brother. Michael, you have one more question?
I got a question. So, in your email sequence to warm up the leads, can you explain that a little bit, like the real tactical side of what you're kind of doing in there?
Sure, absolutely. So, number 1 is these people, even though they're dead leads, they have a connection. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Even though they're dead leads, they have a connection with how they came in. So they came in through a channel. So number 1 is we use that person's name or that company's name to send emails out on their behalf. Number 2 is we move them over to a different server. So these people are likely to, complain because they hadn't heard from them, or, they just kind of, they're later on in the sequence. They're not treated the same as a buyer lead, right? So that's another tip, is move them over to a different server. And then 3, we just deliver value. So we don't try to sell them something right away. We use story sequencing, we use open loops, and we just build value for a couple weeks, 3 to 4 emails, just building value, giving content, giving them articles, giving them podcasts to go check out, building it, and then just slowly introducing them to what we're doing here at WealthFit. And so the longer, I know this sounds crazy, but this is something that even I wish I had done at Empire that I didn't do. And it's something that Brendan Bouchard did early on. And he was a quasi competitor to us, if you want to call it that. He created a 365-day sequence. And I'm like, man, no one's going to go out that long. And people are just going to get, they're just going to forget about you after that. And that was the mistake that I made, is probably a good deal due. But now it's like, listen, if you don't show up, you can't win. Like if you don't show up, you can't make an offer. If you don't show up, they're going to forget about you. So the more that you can add in those sequences, working on the systems of your business, again, it's huge. I was so seduced by the shiny, quick start, let's make money now, let's get them on a webinar. and I wasn't thinking long-term strategic. And so I hope that answers your question.
It does, 100%.
All right, guys. Well, everybody, Dustin, first off, man, thank you very much. We really appreciate your time, dude. And then I'll personally hit you up after, and I would love to come see you. I didn't know you were in San Diego.
Yeah, definitely.
Super cool.
Yep, right in PV.
Give this man, show him some love. Follow him on social. You know, go check out WellFit. Give this man some love. Give him a thumbs up. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Cool, guys.
Thanks, man.
All right. Love it.
Guys, we'll see you on the next one. Dustin, appreciate you. Talk soon.